soul. They have sold the soul to the devil. Like in the United Nations headquarters, we have the International Division of the Rotary Club, which is this special section of the Rotary Club dedicated to the United Nations. So they have their own Masonic lobby there.
So the Rotary Club has a location within the UN.
Yeah, International Division of the Rotary.
Okay. And I remember you saying earlier that the
Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri.
There you go.
He's the comandante. Comandante to the.
He is the what? Say you can say a little bit clearer for the camera. Okay.
Giorgio Ugo Balestrieri is the director, the guy who is in charge.
Right.
He is the guy who has also wrote the book Defensive Strategies for Terrorism prior to 9/11.
Yes.
He's the guy who has patented a lot of the security systems in the airports. So he definitely is the one who has made probably money after 9/11 for having to implement the security at the airports. One of the main benefactors could only be him,
But wasn't the Rotary Club instrumental also in the 9/11 attack?
Absolutely, because people like Giorgio Balestrieri, who are an asset of Gladio in the past, worked in the similar way on the 9/11 project, so the strategy of tension could be put in place, orchestrated in the best way possible against the people of America. But for them, for a person like Giorgio Balestrieri, doing such a mission is, even if it's a dirty job, he thinks of himself as a patriot, because he's doing maybe a dirty job nobody wants to do, but a job of responsibility. So when you go and dig under Giorgio Balestrieri, you start finding the names that are involved in 9/11 and go right up to both the Vatican but also to Jerusalem, because Giorgio Balestrieri is also a very close friend and ally of the Zionists, apart from being also an agent of the Vatican. So he's a double agent.
Wow.
Pure and simple.
Now, you were telling me a little bit earlier, but I wanted us to get that.
But he's also switched off FBI CIA asset.
Okay.
Means that he has done a lot of work in the past, especially during the Cold War.
Right. We were talking a little bit earlier, and I was asking you why were the Twin Towers targeted for this terrorist attack? What was the necessity of that specific target?
It's a symbolic target because it symbolizes the two columns of the Temple of Solomon, Joachim and Boaz, which stand right at the entrance of the Temple of Solomon. But when you go inside what is known as higher degrees of Freemasonry, like the Royal Arch, it's known that you have to leave behind Joachim and Boaz fallen, meaning that they fall behind you, and then you go forward into the knowledge of the kingdom of God. So the symbolism is very clear. Also is related to the fact that this 21st day of Elul, which is the exact day in our calendar, 9/11, in which this happened, is present in the Zohar, book of splendors known to the Kabbalists. And in this book we find exactly the date and the location described, the city of power with the big towers falling in this specific day. So it's written on the book. Obviously, the rabbis knew that, so they warned their people, and for that reason, not so many Israeli people went to work that day.
I'm gathering from what you said earlier that, according to that esoteric symbolism, that the falling of the Twin Towers really somewhat symbolized the ushering in of a new kingdom. Am I right?
Yeah, because splendors symbolizes the advent of the Messiah, the beginning of the end of times.
So that's what that was basically a sign to the Masonic world. that the new kingdom is being ushered in at this time.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
It's important to understand that in one way or another, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a new world order.
Yo, back in this bitch for another fucking podcast. Another great podcast. I think this is podcast episode number 240, I think. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I gotta find out. I'm stalling. This is podcast number 240. I was correct, I think. 240 or 239. I'm gonna just say 240 because that's all I remember. I got my other shit right now uploading. I just did a podcast interview with my homie 44, which was dope as fuck. That shit was funny. As you see, I'm stuttering and slurring my talk, so of course we've been drinking. We've probably been smoking, I don't know. But it came out great. So I ain't gonna talk much. I'm gonna get into this shit. Of course, you know, gotta listen to some music first. I did something special for y'all boys. I got a chopped and screwed Jay-Z song with a fucking video. Can you believe that shit? Hopefully I do. If YouTube let that shit slide. So I'm speaking in existence. I do. Then after that, we're gonna get into the interview. Then after that, we're gonna let you go home and not talk to your girlfriend because you live a sad and uneventful life. Yeah, bitch.
Honey, calm, brave, black. I know you niggas don't like no, I know you niggas won't swipe me, but no, I'm man, bitch, I'm going like Tony on deck. I know these niggas won't swipe, can't let them windshield wipe, scrub like on Dyke. Holy, they been trying life. I cause them charge, you know I beat it like Mark. I know these niggas won't swipe, can't let them windshield wipe, scrub like on Dyke. Holy, they been trying life. I cause them charge, you know I beat it like Mark. I know these niggas won't swipe, can't let them windshield wipe, scrub like on Dyke. Holy, they been trying life. I cause them charge, you know I beat it like Mike. I got some beat with some mice. Police ass niggas doing the thing for party. The two, these hoes sight, free for do. Now he better do it tonight. I bet a 3 in the green bag and switch. Roll that shit. Facing and told to my grandma, I don't really got no love for these bitches. If it one for you, I fuck over. If it one for God, fuck over Jesus. After forgiveness and eat me some pop in the lat. Fiber black, 10 minutes at least. Be where you at. She hit me back with the house emoji. OTW, bitch, and relax. Honey, come crazy, you know they your cat. You make it set me on when you on my back. This shit hit me back with the house emoji. OTW, bitch, and relax. Honey, come crazy, you know they your cat. You make it set me on when you on my back. You hit me back with the house emoji. OTW, bitch, and relax. Honey, come crazy, you know they your cat. You make it set me on when you on my back. Like when I'm breaking down crack, it sound like when I let go that mag. It sound like they go police. It sound like when I irk on that ass. Come, yeah, still with that 40, yeah. I'm shit in the toilet, yeah. They try to make me a target, yeah. They try to do me like Charlotte, yeah. Build my bread like some garlic, yeah. My bread like some garlic, yeah. I put the jack on the brother, shot with a cousin and phone. Yeah, I'm presidential like I'm Obama, but I got no chopper like I'm Osama. You folks, son, no, but I fuck with it, baby mama. Probably fuck on that baby sister. I used to fill up my baby sister. 25 in the baby doc. You know we call on her baby girl. Oh, I'm not your man, bitch. Can you stop calling me baby Kim? Let me be digging your throat. I got the game in the choke. My granddaddy taught me to roll. You never slept on the floor. Wake up and stand at the stove. I got a toss at the coat. Boiling water on the stove. Tryna make that shit work. Why machine didn't work? Tower they were full of dirt. We you the jaw with shirt. Tell them free Papa Smurf. We got that shit out the dirt. With your head burp on my side. Stay in some shit like some fly. We you the ride with the fly. Ain't time, die. ALD, y'all. Niggas in the sky. I was jogging G some one side. But that's somebody like, set it up tonight. See, he on some rap. R.I.P. Dad, bitch. R.I.P. Dad and R.I.P. Big Head. Fuck your bitch in my big bed. And she made me jump when she licked on that dick head. All in my zone, calling me clown. Like she my nigga or something. Fuck out my phone, leave me alone. Bitch, go fit me a sandwich or something. Most of these niggas dick in the booty. They ain't no. I fuck with that nigga CP. I beat that on me and tell him free booty. Yeah. Ever since I gave out of 45, he been acting like fuck with that nigga CP. I beat that on me and tell him free booty. Yeah. Ever since I gave out of 45, he been acting like fuck with that nigga CP. I beat that on me and tell him free booty. Yeah. Ever since I gave out of 45, he been acting like Noonan. And ever since my daddy got a like sinning, I been acting like Boosie. I'm talking about the old, retarded, but I still like the new one. Still listen to Juvie, still listen to Slam, see Murder and Gucci. Bird, diamonds in my ear. Stop at the store and buy grandma some beer. Yeah. Still listen to Juvie, still listen to Slam, see Murder and Gucci. Bird, diamonds in my ear. Stop at the store and buy grandma some beer. Yeah. Still listen to Juvie, still listen to Slam, see Murder and Gucci. Diamonds in my ear. Stop at the store and buy grandma some beer. Yeah. That nigga fake, he ain't real. I see through his eye like he clear. Yeah. I said my little nigga for real. He eat on his eye like some real. Yeah. And if I get jammed for it, my first letter gon' be like, dear mama, I'm here. I love you, I got you forever. I'm trapping in prison, it is what it is. Tell Lamari is all on him. Run up some check and take care of tell Andy keep on working. Stay out of town, don't come to Mobile. Tell Ty Card to keep on hooping, to jump in the studio, get him a deal. Lil' Tony like Julio, run that bitch, catch that bitch anything. Just stay on the field. Tony like Julio, run that bitch, catch that bitch anything. Just stay on the field. Tony like Julio, run that bitch, catch that bitch anything. Just stay on the field. Tell Moon Dog that we never squeal. We get no fuck by no motherfucking years. Tell grandmama I'm in my cell, smoking on granddaddy, waiting on her pill. And tell my little sister Maya, I know she a girl, but still don't never show. And tell my little cousin Shay, ain't Tony been stressing about him, so he gotta chill. Tell my little cousin Kim, first let a nigga play her, stay sing. I joined with a store with a script and a singer, and I swear to go to be deal like Serena. On pussy ass nigga won't play with dope. Tell Joe, glue to the rule like a sheet. Pick a scope on the top of the 223 for the remix. He can never say he couldn't see shit. That nigga tryna ride my word. I saw gon' get CC. Steve wanna rate chart, they see this. All these damn polices. Free Papa Tate. I'm screaming, fuck a nigga. I know they the law. Like Dr. J. Hit them all in the face. If he cross. Some niggas say they'll kill for you. That nigga who steal from you. I'm thinking he street, he was just acting like me. But when he see police, he start acting like Bree. My plug told me just keep fucking with me, and you gon' be big like Gordon T. You gon' pull up with the dust on the G. We a dog on their feet, make sure all on nobody be soft. Make sure all on street, make sure all on G. Know that means something to me, and that tongue out that ball. If he talk to police, on one yon, when he talking one yon, we don't stop for police. Snoring on tight on the beat. Going on, is that line on these beats? I just lied to 1, 2, and a lot of little freaks. My, money, my nigga. If you talk about him like you talk about time like you talk about money. If you talk about that, then you know how you bang. Boy, shit break. On a hard thing, got an Alabama, you can add niggas same. On like bang. Boy, shit break. On a hard thing, got an Alabama, you can add niggas same. This shit like some check. I watch how I move, killer they after me. And shout out for Nick. He made me Pauline in the strawberry daiquiri. I'm sipping the rest, I'm sipping the best. DJ Cali shit, I'm smoking the best. It fuck up your chest, that is that Cali shit. No capping shit. Fuck a nigga bitch in a pair of bellies. It's activist. Bitch, I'm all about my motherfucking cheese. Green Bay Packer shit. Fuck a partnership. These nigga bean pie. Nigga, why they in prison? The screenshot and post the picture on the internet like I'm mad, he ain't not. But be the same fuck ass nigga lie about a green dot. And most of these pussy ass niggas sweet potato cream pie. Wake up by that sleep think a nigga slouch on these niggas dream pie. Black, black, black. You get whack, whack, whack. We were creeping out, dry the regal like the tower flat. Put a hole in it, snap back, make 'em snap back. Funky hoe, all on Snapchat, all on Snapchat. Hit her out from the back, yeah, smack her on the ass. Gotta scream it, free my dad, free my dad. Get out on the face, mask on the face, yeah. Tell it, little bitch, take that, know they hate that. Super loud, get out, shake back, want me shake back. I'm a base, serve pace, sip medication while I'm on base. Brace, 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 black, honeycomb brace. I told you nigga, I'ma keep on stepping. Me and my niggas stepping hard like we should play on 30 yards. Fuck all that other shit, man. I'm sorry, we tell that nigga chop upside down like a fucking freezer cup. Like we eat them bitches from the back. You know what I'm saying? No route count, no count. Bitch, you been holding the nigga snap back. I know you can 18. I know bitch hard go here. Shit. I know these niggas want swipe. Hand that on one shit wipe.
All right, we started. Shit, what is this? Go Deep episode 240. And I got my dog 44 in this bitch. It matches up perfect. What's going on, 44?
Well, that's good. Let me see if I can.
Where the hell is your video camera? There you are. Looking like a younger version of Tim Tap.
I'm older than Tim Tap.
No, you ain't. Are you
But
for real?
I'm actually, yeah, I think so. I'm actually on my phone right now. Is it working? Is it?
Yeah, it working perfect.
I'm like an old man.
Nah, you look straight, though. You got a head on?
No, this is a do-rag, you know?
Where? How's life in New Jersey?
So, yeah, can't really have that shit out too much,
Right.
at least today.
Right, I feel you. So,
Yeah.
you've been up to, dog? what we gonna talk
like
about today, dog?
This is a weird. Is there any way I can like move where my video is? I can like move the shit. Oh yeah, I could. I can that shit.
You mean like this? Like
Not because it was kind of like where I put myself at the bottom, so I'm not really focused on that.
all right. Is that better where I just leave it to whatever speaker is talking? Or you want to do it like that?
Hold on. No, I think we good, honestly.
All right, word.
I don't even need the mic to be honest either. Should be all right.
All right, word. That's what I'm talking
Yeah, because
about.
I never use this shit on my phone, so I'm trying to figure out all these settings, but it should be straight. But yeah, it was good though. I've been chilling, man. Not really doing too much, which is good.
Word. Yeah. So what's the weekly wrap up? It seems like people have been going at me all week.
Yeah, I definitely I noticed that. To be honest, I don't even know how it all started and where it stemmed from, but I can definitely say there was, people trying to get their clicks off of it for whatever reason.
Right. I've seen a few podcasts put up over that shit, and I don't know.
I'm trying to remember back to even what the fuck happened, but
dog, right. It don't be no shit that be happening, dog. It be. Tell me if I'm lying, right? You just tell me if I'm lying. This weekly wrap up and this I guess Watchmen edition. Check this out, dog. To only be somebody else fighting on the timeline for like a week or two, and then suddenly my name start getting tagged in that shit a lot. I might make 3 or 4 tweets in a month, 3 or 4 jokes, and then all of a sudden, Sauron's eye just goes directly on me.
Yeah, because I did see you getting on Nerd Queens a little bit, but I also thought to myself, I was like, man, it seems like everybody or a lot of people were getting on, I guess the Nerd Queens for saying something stupid. I think
that shit was just some funny shit in the fucking
But I
Twitter
do
did.
agree with you in the sense that they definitely pinpointed you. It was like, oh shit, saw Pelly this time, but there was a lot of people, giving their opinion about what that is, and I think that is kind of funny because even now that it's all coming back to me, I think the greater lesson within all that was completely lost, which is that shipping is weird. I don't know if you ever heard of they ever heard of shipping.
Mm-mm.
Like this was something that when I was a kid that comic book or even like anime fans would just do so they can like fantasize about their favorite characters like dating or fucking or whatever. Shipping is pretty much a thing where it's like what fictional characters you feel like would go good together. Like one of the most famous ships from when I was young was always fucking Goku and Sailor Moon. You feel what I mean? But as you know, Goku and Sailor Moon exist outside in completely different things. So there's no way they can be. You feel what I mean? So shipping is like a thing like that. But even with that, you feel me? There's still people that are not going to take no for an answer. And there's Goku Sailor Moon fans today, just like there's people shipping other characters, not only like you feel me, and just comic book shit, but even when it comes to movies and stuff. Nowadays it's like to an extreme because people are it seems like more obsessed with like what's going on like relationship wise with a lot of these fictional characters than the actual story itself. So
is that the deeper meaning we missed this week?
Yeah, because I feel like even with what the Nerd Queen said, you feel what I mean? How everybody jumped on them and they deserved it. And everybody tried to jump on you and all this, but all this really stemmed from, some stupid shit about shipping that just got everybody in their feelings.
See, I don't even know that other part. I made jokes over that fucking blackface.
You probably didn't even know that, but that's where this really stems from, where it's like the Nerd Queen said some stupid ass shit, shipping some characters from the Army of the Dead universes that happened to be black, and people were trying to say, like, what are you trying to
Right. I remember that part. That
you trying to say
gay.
Like, some bisexual dude that's just, that has the jungle fever. Like, what are you trying to say?
Right. I saw y'all talking about that. Right.
Like, yeah, that from what I remember, that's what I mean. It was all dumb, but that's where from when I remember, that's why everybody was killing they shit. You feel what I mean? Because that shit did have a little bit of a racial undertone to it.
Right. I remember now. And then it turned into
plus it turned into a weird mix because then it's like you have the LGBT people saying like, oh yeah, why can't you just, let us, ship these characters, with, Dieter and to be how we want them to be. But then you have other people like, well, now you're making people uncomfortable because you're shipping. It's like in a weird way, you're forcing to ship onto, a marginalized group. Whether you know it or not, which are black people. You feel what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Right. Like however you want to paint it, you feel what I mean? The LGBT has been doing this for a while anyway. You can watch it in, movies, TV shows today. Most of the time, all these, lesbian girls on TV, they always have some type of black girlfriend or some shit. Same thing with the gay guy. So it's like you're marginalizing us for the sake of your ships or your representation, whereas like for me, what if I don't want Vanderhue to be, into twink boys? Dead ass. Like, you feel what I mean? Like, real shit. What if I'm not into the fact that the idea that Dieter is flip fucking, playing for both teams?
Damn.
Like, come on, that's kind of too much going on. So are we gonna just ruin this buddy, this buddy cop, this duo friendship, relationship, this bromance, and just make everything about sex and love? Is like, that's kind of a cop out too. When you feel what I mean, especially when you're only doing it to a specific group. Like, it's just to me. Everybody can have their opinion on it. It's just me.
Right.
You feel me?
Right. I see what you're saying. And I saw some of that shit though. You're in all of my chat rooms. So I ain't barely there like that. I ain't barely even on there like that. I might come in and bullshit with y'all for a little while. fucking read a little bit of shit, but I don't even know about all that Dieter gay shit. I wasn't even listening to them boys on no shit like that.
Yeah,
But
they explained it all to me.
I started fucking
funny, but I was like I said, it stems from just some dumbass shit. You feel what I mean?
started retweeting when the blackface girl
it started getting into racism and sexism, and then homophobia. Now everybody's calling each other homophobes and racists and anti-black and misogynist and all this shit within a span of like 2 days over some stupid ass shit that some out of touch girl made. You feel what I mean? Like that's essentially that's how I saw it. That's just how I saw it.
Yeah. So why did that shit capitalize on me like that? Why do it? Because I probably got maybe 5 tweets. Why do it all turn on me like that?
Because you're a prominent person, like, you feel me? Like, to me personally, like, everybody else getting on, it might as well have just been faceless voices. But like, I guess they feel like when you say something or whatever, or you doing something or whatever means more.
No, but
you didn't tweet that much about. You didn't even really know what was going on either. You didn't tweet that much about it, but you know what I mean. It was just the fact that, like, oh yeah, Pelly's clowning us. You feel what I mean?
Yo, 44.
I guess it just burns even more. I guess I don't know.
No, you're right. You're right.
I guess your jokes and you feel me. Your ridicule burns more than others.
No, it could be. It
I don't know.
Could
be. It's just a possibility. Just I really don't know. But I do think it's might be some animosity there, of course, right?
Dog. I had that fucking, what's his name? The first dude that came up that looked like a crackhead that was like, hold up, yo, I'm gonna do the perfect impression. 44. Give me 5 seconds. I'll be right back. Hold on. Yo, watch this. Hold on a second. This 44. You still there?
Yep.
That's my Poindexter Lounge impersonation.
Yo.
Yo, 44. This nigga said. Yo, 44. This nigga said, Mr. West Ashley, you cannot cancel anybody. I said, dog, if this not a fucking cracker, I'm supposed to start beefing with a cokehead? Oh my God, dog. Dude looked like he was up on 15 pills when he made that fucking video. I said, yo, no, this shit getting out of control.
Hey, yo.
Then another fucking, oh my God. This shit is big, man. This shit.
I didn't even see him. I don't be watching these guys really.
I didn't watch them neither. They was in the chat. Somebody put them in the chat and I just saw it. I happened to watch it like, God damn. Who is this fucker, dog? Like.
Now that's been the funniest shit too. Like that's what everybody been saying. Like who tell all these motherfuckers really? Like, who are you?
Yo,
you got to be reminding these niggas and shit. Like, you feel what I mean? And then you got more people coming up. Like, wait, who?
Right. Like, who the fuck is this dude, dog? Like, where the fuck did he come from?
And then I gotta think to myself, I'm like, actually, I don't really know either. Like, I know somewhat, to be honest, but like I said, I never listened to these motherfuckers.
I've never heard this dude in my life.
How I really got introduced to a lot of these guys the most was really through like listening to Zod's Writer's channel and his shows, because he moved over to YouTube now. But before that, he used to have a show outside of YouTube, and he used to fucking do little guest streams on, I guess he was working his way up to YouTube at the time. But yeah, that's where I first really even heard of any of these guys like fucking Enosh or
Right.
Mac, or you know what I mean, any of them. Like,
Yo, tell me this. What
all the
like
people that mentioned them, like, but that's no knock against Zai Ryder either, but because Zai Ryder, he does his own thing now for what he's saying and what he's doing and shit. But it's like, yeah, I'm like, beyond that, even when I saw those guys, I mostly saw them talking about Star Wars. Like, you feel what I mean? Star Wars. You feel me?
Oh yeah, Star Wars. So you think they're like a Star Wars fandom? Right. So you think they're a Star Wars fandom that just came over here, get some clicks?
Remember, like I used to tell you before, like when we first started talking, because you feel me, that and people, they don't want to give too much credit to what's going on in like quote unquote the DC fandom. But when we first started this shit, remember I told you there was like virtually no DC fandom and community online. That shit was just non-existent. It was just a bunch of fucking haters, and then that's really it. It was really, the whole space was just filled with a bunch of shells and people really just fake ass Marvel fans that were trying to play it off like they were DC heads, all up in the space, just trying to take it over because Marvel was popping. It was like up to that point, like, you feel me? And then once the Snyder Cut shit started going, plus when the Snyder versus movies started, gaining popularity, a lot more people started hopping online, engaging, you feel what I mean? Like, I wasn't on Twitter up to this point, you feel what I mean? And, more people, they hop online and they join this community in different ways, whether it be Twitter, Reddit, Vero, YouTube, whatever. But I think a lot of people noticed that, like, oh yeah, this whole fucking DC space is fucking empty. Like, you feel what I mean? We can come over here and rebrand ourselves and, throw down a little flag over here and, blend in, and people will take us seriously because the community is kind of rebuilding itself. Like, you feel what I mean? Like, that's how I see it, and that's what was happening. Like, we were rebuilding the DC fan community, like, brick by brick. You feel what I mean? And then other motherfuckers was just coming around, setting up their little pouch shops and their little fucking knick-knack shops around the fucking kingdom that we're creating and shit. And all of a sudden we got fucking farmers and peasants coming around, beggars and shit. You feel what I mean? All up in the community. It's like, yo, and then it's like all of us like, what the fuck? And then it becomes the real community. But because of that, you feel me? A lot more people were able to blend in and take advantage of what we were all trying to do here.
Right, correct. I agree.
That's what happened. A lot of these people that were over there talking about Star Wars, and then Star Wars fell off because that shit is ass right now. Talking about Star Trek, and that shit fell off because that shit is ass. Talking about Harry Potter, so on and so forth. I don't even gotta say it. Fell off. You feel what I mean? Shit don't even got Harry Potter in it no more. They're a lot of these people, I feel like, decided like, yeah, let's just go over to DC. You feel what I mean? And you feel me? There's because the Marvel fan community is pretty much built up, man. It's like a whole fucking Mad Max Thunderdome over there of how they act. Is like, it's insane. Like, you go over to the Marvel fan, and you got motherfuckers on the mountains like, I am Iron Man, and everybody's cheering, and you bumping into fans like they're crazed over there because it's been 10 years of all that MCU shit. Like, you feel what I mean? The Marvel fan base is like a whole different universe compared to what's going on over here with us.
Okay.
You feel what I mean?
All right, word. I didn't even know that.
Yeah, you really think about it, like, come on. The Marvel fans, they be having a whole journalist on their job.
Right.
Constantly dick sucking Marvel, constantly patting them on the head, constantly giving them info about shit that's coming. Like, bro, the Hollywood is a part of the fucking Marvel fan community. When it comes to DC, nigga, they hate us.
Right.
They'd be like, man, they could be saying like, man, DC fans are some of the worst fans on the planet Earth.
Right.
You feel me? Like, they hate our guts. Right. Hollywood hates our guts. You feel what I mean? The directors that make the movies fucking hate our ass.
Yeah. That's the truth.
Like, come on, bro. Motherfuckers don't be coming on with no interviews in Hollywood talking good on DC or DC movies. They when they say some good shit about DC, they be gritting the teeth. I'm trying to tell you, like they hate saying that shit. Like, oh, even when Zack Snyder's Justice League came out, they had to admit that shit was good. They were like, oh man, I ain't gonna lie, shit was actually quite fire. It's like, damn, just say it. The shit was fire. What's wrong with you? Like, you feel what I mean? All of a sudden, like, they were sweating having Zack Snyder on the interview. Like, oh, we're sorry, Zack. They knew they had to sit down for 2-3 minutes and say something nice to Zack Snyder. Like, get the fuck out of here. Yeah. Like, they fucking hate everything DC. You feel what I mean? So you think they don't hate the fan community? like for real. We're not in the same place as other fan communities. We just ain't. You feel me? So people literally felt like they can come in and, like I say, built up their little pelt shop while we're building the new town and everything, the new kingdom and shit. And you feel what I mean? You know, sneak their way in and take advantage. You feel me? But as you see now, a lot of those people got caught, but it's the same shit.
Right.
It's really the same shit. A lot of these people that they want to have a side opinion on this shit, but they're not living and breathing it the way we are. Like, we was the ones that actually decided, like, nah, we about to come over here on the DC shit and stay here. You feel what I mean?
Right.
From Star Wars or any of that shit. You feel what I mean? Just to be some fucking, group hopping geek. You feel what I mean? Most of us came in here just to back DC. You feel what I mean? Whether it would be to criticize it for the better or to just support it. You feel what I mean? And other people just came in here because they wanted to take advantage of what we were already doing. Exactly. And I also want to say some things about, even with that we could even be doing more with, you feel what I mean? The connections that we've made, you feel what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Rebuilding the whole DC fandom, but we just really just choose not to.
Right.
You feel what I mean? Hold on, I'll let you speak too.
Let me speak on that part, because that part was so fire, what you just said. Really, all of that shit, what you said was fire, but what you said just now with really we could be doing more. And I want people to notice that, because like look at Jim Lee. All right, now it's funny that all the hysteria turned on me right after that motion comic shit. But anyway, that's a whole nother story. But look at Jim Lee. He's a regular dude. He just became epic legendary. He got hired to do shit that we got in our chat rooms. Mighty Pegasus can draw like that. Nasco can draw like that. You know what I mean? Not saying they ain't doing that shit, because they are, but I'm saying in our movement, we got a whole squad of talented people that if we all just become like you said, we can do a little bit more. I think we could do a lot more if we all just become full potential of our own self. So one day when we all become legendary in our fields or whatever, and they say, yo, where did you start? Yo, I got the inspiration from the Snyder Cut movement, We're all gonna say that. So that's gonna bring more credence to us, because like you say, we came to this shit just to back DC, because not to say, Film God was here since like 2013, since Man of Steel. A lot of people was, but I came in like 16. But I came just because I didn't want to see DC lose. Plus, I like Zack Snyder, but I'm a Batman fan. So I didn't want to see Batman lose. After Christopher Nolan shit, we was riding high. I wanted to see that shit continue, So I was like, yo, I'm a Batman fan. I got a podcast. We got a podcast. We can do this media shit. Let's do this shit. But a lot of people, we got that talent, but we, for some reason, either we don't want to do that shit, or we like to see the chaos, whether we just want to be, computer fucking gangsters and typing some bullshit on Twitter all day.
What I think it is that, at least when it comes to modern DC fans, Snyderverse fans, you feel me? And I'll maybe even just specifically like DC film fans in general, like, you know what I mean? Because, people don't want to say there's a little divide there between the comic fans and the film fans and the cartoon fans, but that's whatever.
Even the Nolan fans and the Snyder fans, there's a little divide.
But what I think it is for like us specifically, people that, run in the same circles we do, a lot of us know we could be running this whole DC fan shit if we really wanted to. We're just choosing not to. Like, a lot of these narratives that even people talk about, you feel what I mean, on their shows and everything, like, we're at some points we're the ones who damn near started them. You feel what I mean? I be watching shows and hearing motherfuckers talking, having whole points and narratives and shit. Like, you feel what I mean? I'm like, bro, y'all don't even know. Like, we was the one that started that shit. We was the ones that got y'all on this line of thinking. We was talking about this shit like 3 years ago.
Exactly.
Like, you feel what I mean? 2 years ago. You feel what I mean?
Exactly.
Like, you feel me? And honestly, there's people, especially on YouTube, that are speaking towards the DC fan base, at the DC fan base and for it, but they don't actually know what the fuck they're talking about. They're not as deeply ingrained as even me or you. Even a dude like you a family man type of guy. You feel what I mean? You don't really be plugged into the geek shit like that, but it's like, bro, you be around us. You've been with this Snyder Cut shit for so long, like, nigga, I guarantee you know everything that DC's doing right now.
Right.
You know,
just from listening to y'all.
You know what they're gonna do before they do it, just like I do.
Right.
Because we've been living and breathing and watching their every move for years now.
100%. 100%.
So,
exactly.
It's like that. That's why I say, in a sense, where they just, a lot of people online, especially, you know, most of the YouTubers that be talking to DC shit, they just want to paint a certain narrative about what's going on amongst DC fans, but they don't really know. They're all just kind of, in a way, throwing their own bias on it. They don't really know. Even the scoopers, you feel me? The Marvel heads don't know. You feel me? You know, the regular pop culture grifters, I just want to sit around and talk about anything pop culture. They don't really know. You feel what I mean? They don't really generally know why we move, why we're coming at WB the way we do. How it's the fact that these guys are actually always fucking right about how WB is moving, what movies are going to be made, what movies is not going to be made. Is like, bro, because this is our shit. What are you talking about? The only reason why we're not in your face with it is because we're not on fucking podcast 24/7 bragging about it or trying to rip down WB like we Fandom Menace or something. Let's be honest, because we could do that. We could be on their ass like Fandom Menace, like how that's how much we have a pulse on them right now. It's like, bro, like I was already saying years ago that that New Gods movie was not going to get made.
Correct.
Like, bro, I'm not an idiot. I've been paying attention to the film industry my whole fucking life. I know some stupid shit when I see it. What are you talking about? They was in like 5-6 drafts. People still talking about, oh, they're gonna make this movie.
Right.
It takes you fucking 6 rewrites to finish the script. Are you kidding me? It's the same shit even with Joss Whedon when Joss Whedon came on Justice League. How many people fell for that? It's like the fact that they're gonna replace Zack Snyder with Joss Whedon was the red flag alone. Anybody was gonna sit there and try to, even the producer couldn't sit there in front of the camera and tell you with a straight face like this shit wasn't some bullshit. Charles Roven was lying through his teeth, bro. Come on. But we have to be the ones to sit here for years and put together all this evidence for some shit that was really obvious. Let's be G. That was really obvious. You feel me? Even with the JJ shit, we was already saying like, man, nobody wants to fuck with Nobody fucks with JJ. He's fucked up Star Wars. Don't think you about to come over here and bring him over to DC. He's gonna get any love. Everyone's like, oh man, JJ's the shit. You feel me? Y'all are gonna be sucking off JJ when he gets over here. Like, man, now people are saying JJ's scared out here. You feel what I mean? Because he knows we don't fuck with JJ. You feel me? All them projects that he announced, fucking Gay Black Constantine, whack. That Tana, whack. You hiring Ta-Nehisi Coates, get the fuck out of here. That dude is a fake reparation supporter anyway. You feel me? The black people and the white people hate this dude. What the fuck? How you hire a writer that fucking black people and white people hate? Get the fuck out of here. You're crazy. Like, we're not the ones saying it. So people don't understand the perspective of where we coming from with even with the James Gunn thing. People think we just trying to shit on James Gunn. It's like, bro, this dude was literally friends with pedos, bro. Whatever anybody says. They bagged when it's his homies for pedophilia.
Correct.
You feel what I mean? And on top of that, I'm gonna say this is why people be thinking comic book fans is weirdos, because comic book movie fans, they'll sit here and give dudes like James Gunn and even in some extent Bryan Singer a pass, but then they'll give fucking like Zack Snyder shit for 10 years. Like, what type of shit are y'all on? Y'all get Josh Whedon all this praise and then be shitting on fucking creators that actually hold it down for y'all and be putting creators on the pedestal that be fucking shitting on y'all and giving y'all a bad look.
Right.
Like,
That's what I be
this
saying.
dude talking pedo shit. He's going to pedophile parties. He knows pedophiles. He literally knew pedophiles.
Right.
And we promoting this dude upwards.
Right.
And we're supposed to just sit here and just be like, that shit is cool. And that's what I mean. We could be sitting here on the airwaves 24/7 saying this shit, killing their shit with this shit. Right. We just choose not to.
Right, correct.
I just scratched the surface of shit.
Right, correct.
The surface of shit going on at WB, DC, all that. Like, bro, you feel what I'm like, Pelly? I know you know, because we don't. It's like, why waste the energy? If y'all not gonna listen, then fuck it. But in reality, don't make it seem like we aren't the ones smashing on this shit. Y'all taking this shit that we've been talking about for years, that we've been feeding y'all for years and putting out there into the ether for years. It leaks out on Twitter. It gets on the timeline. Other people talking about it. And next thing you know, in a few months or a year, YouTubers are on there, you feel what I mean, with epiphanies and shit. Epiphanies about shit that we was talking about like 2 years ago, 3 years ago.
Yo, you are on point today, bro. You are on point today, bro. You are on point. This is the easiest
That's
interview
really
ever.
all it is.
Right. But all right, so check this out. I'm seeing now that, like you say, professional crew hoppers, that's what I call them. And we've been mentioning that. These people come from different crews, but I didn't know the level of fucking shit that they build up to break. I mean, I don't know, man.
There is people that are on the outside, you feel what I mean, circumference, whatever, of the DC fan base, you feel what I mean? And they are Saudi. That, you feel what I mean? They want to come in and bring their bullshit, and bring their nonsense, and bring their perspective. And they are Saudi that the Snyderverse fans have the whole shit on smash. You can't take fucking 3 steps from the DC fandom right now without getting checked by a Snyderverse fan. Even if you survive the encounter, motherfuckers still gonna check you. It's that serious now. Like, we do be coming out of pocket. You feel what I mean? I'll admit it. And they know that. So once they come around talking all that goofy shit, like, oh, Wonder Woman 84 is actually pretty good. Get the fuck up out of here. That's how Snyderverse fans come. Get out of here. That shit was whack. What are you talking about? What are you talking? And they try to stand on it. We shit on them. Like, no. We give them straight facts of why it was garbage. You feel what I mean? And then they get mad. Motherfuckers come around like, oh, Shazam was actually pretty. Oh, no, I don't want to hear that shit. No. What are you talking about? You don't even try to compare that shit to Man of Steel, BVS, anything Nolan, Snyder, Keanu Reeves involved. Anything that involved Tim Burton, don't even compare that shit to nothing. Shazam, don't compare it to nothing. like that, and they be mad about that shit. Even the CW fans, the CW fans can't even come amongst us.
Right.
The CW fans can even come amongst the movie fans because they know we will grill y'all. Like, y'all bum ass motherfuckers is the reason why this shit is still going. They should have canceled half these shows, all of them, and y'all still watch it. If it came around us, it would be constant lashing 24/7. They know that because we're running this shit right now. They know that. They ain't gonna say that on the open, but they know, like, oh man, these Snyder fans be keeping it the utmost G. They don't let nothing slide. Right. They're the most traditionalist of traditionalist fans. You feel what I mean? All they care about is fucking Justice League and more Justice League and more Justice League. You feel what I mean? You come around talking all that goofy shit about Titans and you feel what I mean? Impulse on CW. You feel what I mean? Arrowverse. I don't like, bro, get the fuck out of my face. That shit was garbage. Period. The fact that you still watching, I'm ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself. That's how and they hate that shit. But they go home and they go into their corners and they know we right. That's why they don't even be coming around us. Let's be honest. They don't come around us online talking that CW shit. Because they know the CW fans come around us trying to compare anything. You're getting tossed out the window. This is a joke. We're not even entertaining you.
Right.
If anything, we just gonna bring you around just to give you the lashes. If we know you've been hiding. You feel me? Real shit. We gonna bring you around the Capitol. Like, yeah, we about to debate and we about to just fry you. You know what I mean? And just give you the laugh you deserve for even just supporting DCCW for this long. Cause that's how we move. It's like, nah, man. They know we're not putting up with any of that stupid shit that they're trying to push. Like, you feel me? They can't even, and they want the DC fan base back so bad. But they gotta take it back from us. Y'all have to take it back. Like real shit. Like, if y'all want the garbage to continue unfettered, then y'all gotta get us about the way. Because with us here, y'all might get some garbage, but it's not going to be they're not just going to be shoving it down our throats. Like, we're going to be over here blocking it, stopping it, shitting on every movie we can to stop all this whack shit from coming. We don't care, man. Like, you feel what I mean? Like, this, like, why aren't you doing the same? Why aren't you asking for a better product? What the fuck? Why are the Snyderverse fans relegated to the people that gotta fucking beg for the better product, while y'all suck up to the mediocre shit that y'all know is clearly whack, and then y'all want to hide behind subjectivity?
Right.
I don't want to hear them shit is objectively garbage. Get out of here. All these DC movies coming out now are objectively more garbage than the ones coming before. What are you talking about? Right. No one in their moms is ever gonna sit here and say any of the movies, DC movies that came out recently compared to fucking the Nolan movies. Only dickhead ass motherfuckers say that.
Right. Except Snyder Cut.
It doesn't compare to the Snyderverse or any of that. All that Birds of Prey, Shazam, Wonder Woman 84, cut it out, brother. Right. The quality is dropping. Accept it.
Right. Correct.
Come on.
You ever
with the CW, even Flash fans talking, they need to cancel the Flash. It's over.
Right. Yo, remember, we all in the chat room talking about even Godzilla versus King Kong, even fucking Mortal Kombat. All of them was a letdown to Zack Snyder shit. You know, it seemed like every movie is like a letdown to that shit.
And think about it like this: Zack Snyder's Justice League was originally filmed and made in what? Like, it started like 2015, and production supposed to come out 2017.
Right.
Yeah, right. So it came out this year. That's like 3-4 years.
Right.
And so this was a movie that was really made in the past. And you compare it to movies that, even the movies that came, the same studio that it came out with, bro.
Right.
Look at the drop of quality.
Right.
They gave you some bullshit Mortal Kombat.
Right. Correct.
Mortal Kombat should have been the WB's next big high concept franchise right now.
Right.
What happened?
Right.
What happened?
Right. You're right, man. The debacle. Even
what the fuck was that?
even Godzilla versus King Kong. Godzilla, that should be huge. That should be.
What was that?
What happened?
They just made it seem like that shit was. That's what I remember. I told you, Gorilla versus Lizard movie. They didn't even really make it seem like this was really Godzilla versus King Kong. Like,
right.
That shit was just another fucking Godzilla movie. Like, come on, man. That shit could have been way. I would have minded if it was a little longer and all that, but like all the movies that came out around, I know there was one more too, but all the movies that came out around those times, man, the whole half the 2021 slate was garbage. Mm-hmm. More than half for WB. Mm-hmm. And Snyder Cut was made years ago. You can just tell that there's a shift going on in the product they're giving you.
Right.
And it could be on purpose at this point. Because how are you going to have a film from like 3-4 years ago, and the films now don't even fucking compare or live up to it?
Right.
You ain't gonna lie. People are trying to say more people watch Mortal Kombat. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, WB just trying to lie to people now.
Right.
Like, nobody was even talking about Mortal Kombat when that shit dropped.
Right.
Snyder cut fucking crashed HBO Max. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hell yeah.
That was the only movie to crash HBO Max to date.
Correct.
But Mortal Kombat did better.
Yeah, right. They're
like,
bullshitting.
They're lying. They're just lying blatantly at this point. And then people in real life, they just gonna go with the lie just to keep this shit going, man.
Right. Correct.
It's all a game.
Correct. It's all a game. I agree. So let me ask you this. This is the last question, because I gotta get out, and I know this is gonna be a good question. But like you were saying, you said how we maybe in the fandom, maybe not in the Watchmen. I don't think we let this shit slide as much, but maybe in the overall fandom, how some people let like the pedo shit slide, the weird Hollywood shit slide, the weirdo shit. But when we bring it all back to Nerd Queens, we know Nerd Queens is on that weirdo Hollywood shit, that Luciferian type shit. We know that shit. So when I'm dissing them, it's coming from that place. It's coming from the same James Gunn place. It's not coming from, oh, I fucking just don't like these girls. No, I know what they on. I could say some more shit out loud that I'm not gonna say. That's for maybe y'all to find out later, but we know what they're on. So when we're hitting them like, yo, you can't do blackface and internet blackface and all this other bullshit. We're saying that because we know what the fuck y'all on. It's nothing more than that, We know what they on, so we're allowed to say, yo, we were in chat rooms with these girls for years. They used to say some of the most foulest shit. So when it spewed out like internet racism, it spewed out from a foul ass spot. We know that for a fact. Y'all maybe don't know that. So if we're checking them for the good of everybody. Trust me, we're not hating on no white girls, or we're not hating on no bullshit. We're checking them for the good of over everybody. Trust me. 44, what you got to say about that?
I would say I agree. This is the internet, man. There's a lot of odd people on the internet and all that shit. And like, I'm the type of guy, I don't really care about your beliefs or what you believe and all of that stuff or what you do. But what I don't like is when you start like projecting that shit onto others and stuff. Right. Is like, well, I really don't. Right. I'm not really into that. And like, you feel me? I can say that, you feel me? Nerd Queens have proven to a lot of people that those are the type of girls that they are. So.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I would just say, just watch what you let them project onto you.
Right. Correct.
For real.
That's dope. Give some shout outs, dog. Give some shout outs to the people. And I'll try to have this podcast out tonight. It's only like 7 o'clock. I can do it before 8. We can have out something on prime time.
I don't even know who to shout out, honestly. Shout out to everybody, man.
Right.
Snyder Cut came out. Hope y'all are having good lives and everything, enjoying the movie, enjoying your time this summer and all that.
Right. All right.
Yeah. Fuck WB too. Like, you better not be out here watching these WB movies this summer, you feel me? That's on you.
Word, man. Yo, this was a hella interview, dog. We got to get you down to Charleston because you are definitely the content king, man. I got to give you the shout outs, dog. You are a funny motherfucker, dog. You fucking have me rolling. And I know this podcast, everybody gonna be like, yo, this is one of the funniest shit y'all ever did, dog. You are definitely the content king, man. If you don't fucking get on this podcast shit, you slipping. Get on this shit and dominate this shit, bro. You got it in you, dog. I'm telling you.
I feel you, but I don't know if I want to be talking about geek shit 24/7. That's just kind of.
I feel you.
There's a lot of weirdo ass people in this space.
Hell yeah. You're right. Well, I'm gonna keep inviting you on mine, man. Fuck that shit, bro.
We'll see what happens. You never know, man.
All right, word. So I try to have this shit out tonight, man. I appreciate the time. I know I'll see you in one of the chat rooms, so I'll holler at you in a minute. I'm gonna go back to editing this shit.
Word. Have a good one, though, man.
All right, dog. I appreciate it. Peace.